Welcome back to Real Talk Marriage and More. Before we get into anything tonight, I want to say this clearly. This is a space for honest conversations. This is a space for growth. This is a space where you can show up as you are without judgment, without pressure, and without pretending you have it all figured out. This podcast isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about learning how to show up better in your relationship, in your marriage, in your parenting, and in your own life. And tonight's conversation is especially for the men who feel like they're falling short. This episode is called You're Not Failing, You're Learning. Let's be honest. A lot of men are walking around feeling like they're failing as husbands, as partners, as fathers, as providers, and as leaders. But nobody really asks you how heavy that feels. You're expected to hold it together, expected to be strong, expected to figure it out, and expected not to complain. And when things don't work out, when your marriage struggles, when communication breaks down, and when you don't show up the way you wanted to, you don't call it learning, you call it failure. But here's the truth, most of us were never taught. Learning often looks like messing up first. Growth doesn't come from getting it right every time. Growth comes from seeing where it went wrong and choosing to do better next time. A lot of men learn early that mistakes equals weakness. You mess up, you're judged. You don't know something, you're expected to figure it out alone. You show emotions, you were told to toughen up. So when life hits you with real challenges, marriage, parenting, loss, responsibility, you assume you should already know how to handle it. But nobody handed you a manual. Most of us learn relationships by watching broken ones. Most of us learn communication through silence or conflict. And most of us learn emotions by being told to ignore them. So when things don't go right, it's not because you're failing. It's because you were never taught. Here's the hard part. Learning means admitting, I didn't handle that well. I didn't communicate clearly. I didn't listen the way I should have. And I reacted instead of responding. That's uncomfortable. Because pride tells us, if I admit I was wrong, I lose. But real strength says, if I admit I was wrong, I grow. Learning requires humility. And humility doesn't make you weak, it makes you effective. Marriage will expose what you still need to learn. It will highlight your triggers, your communication gaps, your emotional blind spots, and your patience level. And that doesn't mean you are bad at marriage. It means marriage is teaching you something. Every argument is information. Every misunderstanding is feedback. And every moment of tension is an opportunity to learn a new way if you're willing. Let's redefine failure for a moment. Failure is not needing help, learning late, changing your approach, or growing slower than others. Failure is refusing to learn at all. If you're still trying, still listening, still adjusting, still showing up, you're not failing, you are learning. If nobody has told you this lately, hear it now. You are allowed to grow, you are allowed to learn, and you are allowed to become better than who you were yesterday. And you don't have to do it alone. This is Real Talk Marriage and More, a place for honest conversations, real growth, and showing up better without judgment or pressure. If this episode spoke to you, share it with another man who needs to hear it. And I'll see you in the next conversation. Let's heal and grow together. God bless.